Nook Noggin, and I wanted to share with you guys another Dune book. If you're new here and you're not too familiar with my channel, I am a mega Dune fan. And this is the latest Dune book from Frank Herbert's son, Brian Herbert, and Kevin J. Anderson. Now that I've gotten out of the way what a mega Dune fan I am, let's get in and start talking about this book. Now, this is a new prequel trilogy. These books, there's going to be 3 of them. They take place literally right before Frank Herbert's Dune, which is the first book in the entire Dune Chronicles, Dune series, I guess you could say. So I'm going to call these the Caladan prequels, just because for the fact of the matter that the first book that I had read, which I gave a 3-star rating to, and I have thoughts and feelings on that I'm going to talk about before we get into this one. The first book was called The Duke of Caladan. That was the first book in the Caladan prequels, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating. I thought it was okay. It was all right. I enjoyed it. But while on the same hand, or should I say the other hand, I felt like it was a cash grab. I felt like that Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson had decided to release these 3 books as a cash grab. That's just flat out, that's what they feel like to me. Now, I've loved and enjoyed pretty much almost every other book that they've added to the Dune universe, that added on and helped complete the saga that Frank Herbert had started, like the school books, like the Sisterhood, the Mentats of Dune. All those books, I loved them. Thought they were great, including the Butlerian Jihad and all of that, and the House books. I loved them. Thought they were great. Didn't care so much for the very ending of the series that they had done. I felt like that really fell flat. That wasn't as good as the other books, but what can you say? I mean, the first book, The Duke of Caladan, kind of threw in this whole new concept of a new threat to the Imperium, and it tries to portray Duke Leto as being more of a hero, trying to flesh out his whole character before Dune. And I felt like the events of that book and of this book just didn't really feel like legit to me. They didn't feel like they really fit into the canon, the story that is Dune. But like the other books, like the House books and all the other books that Brian Herbert had written, really felt like they belonged. But these books, not so much. I feel like I can't emphasize enough but it feels like a cash grab. So yeah, I read The Duke of Caladan. I thought it was a 3 out of 5 star book. So I decided to pick this one up. I don't know. I did like this one more than The Duke of Caladan. I felt like this was a little more interesting than The Duke of Caladan, if that makes any sense. But I still felt like it still has that cash grab feel to it. This one was still a 3 out of 5 star book for me. And it ends on a cliffhanger, and I don't know, I felt like the cliffhanger ending, I don't want to spoil it for people, felt really it was cringe. Because we know that Jessica is a Bene Gesserit, and just the whole, it left me feeling dirty and not in a good way, it just, but I still enjoyed this one better than book 1, so I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with book 3, The Heir of Caladan, which is going to be centered around Paul Atreides. So yeah, I mean, I'm still buckled in, and I still want to find out what's going on with this trilogy, but I feel like it's just not going to be as good as the prior Dune books. Now, to go on a little bit and talk a little bit more about this book, let's see. This was a pretty long book. Let me see. It was 403 pages. It probably could have been told in probably about 200 pages. It felt like there was a lot of unnecessary stuff going on in this book. They do try to incorporate a lot of the characters from the Dune novel, and like I said, they're trying, and they tried to add a few new characters too who have nothing to do with the original Dune universe. So that's another reason why it felt like it just didn't fit, because they introduced these new characters who just have no background. They have no canon feel or fill in the Dune universe. So that's why it really felt like a cash grab to me. It felt like they tried to, I know there's no way in hell that Frank Herbert had this written down as an idea for stuff he wanted to do. This feels 100% all Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson behind it. But, if you got that itch, you read all the other Dune books in the series and you want more, then I say go ahead and check this out. But, keep your expectations low, because that's another thing. I'm afraid that Dune is going to become like the Star Wars franchise, where we're going to see all these books written, and how many of them are going to stay true to the canon? Is it just going to be because people want to learn and read more about Dune? I really don't like the idea of that. Although I am open to all of the Brian Herbert books that he added to the series. I feel like they were great additions to filling out the void that that was left behind when Frank Herbert had died. So yeah, I do respect that and admire that, and I really enjoyed most of those books. But now I feel like it's getting ridiculous, and I just hope that this is going to be the last trilogy they do. But you never know. For all I know, they're going to go back and do some more prequels from Butlerian or something like that, or who knows? Or maybe they're going to do like centered ones based on certain House Atreides characters, or Peter DeVries is going to get his own book or some shit like that. I don't know, but like I said, if you got that itch and you've read all the other books and you want more, then definitely go ahead and check it out if you really feel the need. So yeah, I'm going to throw a link to Amazon down below if you really have to check this out. I'm also going to throw down my coffee link. And it is the month of February that I'm currently filming this in. I'm hosting a Dune read-along, so if it is February of 2022 and you're, catching this, shortly after I've uploaded it, and you haven't read Dune, or maybe you've read Dune but you want to read it again, go check out my my Discord. There's a few of us that are reading Dune together. I wish there was more participation. I don't know why I don't have that many people following me on Discord. It is what it is, but if you want to come along for the ride as we get into the massive mega classic that is Dune by Frank Herbert, then yeah, click that link and join my Discord and hop on that read along with us. This has been Dan. This has been Dune, the Lady of Caladan. Not all it was cracked up to be. I did enjoy it, but it is what it is. That's all I got for you guys. Stay healthy and be good to each other.